Hello, everybody, and welcome back to, Afterlight Skies.
We're off to a great start.
Edge of the Empire actual play series. I'm your executive producer here at Final Show Films, John. And I turn over to our game master for the evening, Aaron.
You just couldn't stand that I hadn't fucked it up yet, so you wanted me to fuck it up. Okay. Hi, I'm Aaron,
I just gave you a more Star Wars name, that's all.
I was half expecting Hubbard
That's
to be at the end the way you said it.
Aaron Hubbard.
Okay. I am the GM for Star Wars Afterlight Skies. And
there.
Yay. And we are going to first go through and introduce all of our players, starting with our returning new player, sort of, in various capacities, Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing R3RN, or Rerun, the astromech mechanic. And I'm supposed to roll Destiny or something, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Roll
Okay.
Destiny.
I'm assuming it's this button that says Roll Destiny on it.
You might want to clear the pool
We need
first.
to make sure our pool is cleared.
which
Now I
it's
got
not.
a dark side point. And that
But I will fix it.
okay.
I synced and it came up with Dark Side 5.
Yep.
Well,
Okay,
then
so-
I'll
Okay, rolling it again.
and roll again. I'm sorry.
Ha! I got the same
It
result.
came up the same.
One dark side.
We really desperately wanted you to have that one dark side.
I'm an agent of chaos.
And
Fight.
then John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Sinstaku, the Ichani seeker and pilot of our ship. And roll Destiny. One light.
Are you saying now it's all on me to figure out the balance?
It's
Don't
already
worry,
balanced.
we
They're
send
just
this
going to
stuff
throw it
like
off
candy.
balance.
You have to somehow roll both one dark and one light while rolling one Destiny die. You have to roll the dice so hard it breaks and falls with both options up.
Hey, if anybody can do it.
Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Luxira, the Zoltron Slicer, and one light.
Right.
This is the lowest Destiny pool we've had yet.
Yeah, we only have a small amount of Destiny today.
Or only slightly destined.
I mean, to me, that means it's just going to bounce back and forth that much quicker.
Okay, with a 47, I believe that today you are in the clear.
Hey. We have our full...
None
I
of
don't
you are
know.
feeling particularly depressed by your various obligations.
Awesome.
See, that's the thing, though. When my obligation comes up, it's not going to be depression. It's going to be rage.
Rage, panic, depression, stress, strain. Yes, it's actually an action on your strain threshold.
That's the sound of the vehicle we're in moving.
Yes. So,
Yeah, 'cause
just
you guys just
because
sold a
we
whole
have
bunch of
been
shit.
away for 2 weeks, I'm going to do a quick previously on Afterlight Skies. Our group, of which 2 are currently represented, took a job assailing a fortress, one might generously say, and retrieving some weapon supplies for what they assumed to be a rebel cell of some variety. They managed to make it in and out nearly without issue, thanks in part to Lux's familiarity with the particular traits of the Empire. And when escaping, they needed to provide a code. Rather than risk the code their benefactors had given them being found faulty, Luxira used her old code to essentially sign off on this theft as a particular matter. Having potentially messed with some experiments or something, they're not quite sure. Our group has left the facility. Traveling back with the same people who commissioned them to come across the forested landscape of Dantooine. And we pick up in that car.
And worth noting,
Rerun will join us shortly.
we don't know that Lux signed with Lux's previous
No.
credentials.
No, Lux is only.
I essentially gave the Empire a yours truly, Jack the Ripper. You gotta sign your handiwork.
Double bird.
So,
Yeah.
It's admirable that you think that you're that important.
while we're
No.
while we're
Well,
on the
yes,
way
she
back,
does.
to the get out of the engineer outfit and back into my normal clothes. And to the people that are with us. Well, I think we got everything you wanted. Click, click. Vroom. Up into the to the crate that we shoved a ton of guns into.
Well, the crate had guns in it. You shoved other stuff on top of it.
We it had guns in it, then we put more guns in it.
I mean, I
also
feel
took
like it was
2
more than
crates.
other guns, but yeah.
The other one got the armor. We put all the guns in one box and then armor, ammo, and everything else in a second box.
I don't know. You guys were
That is
filling it
incorrect.
up.
I don't have the list, but that is not correct. Personal nod. Take off the lid. Look through. Sort of sift down into the actual guns, not the piece of stuff you sort of put on top of it. Run over it with some sort of scanner device. Well, seems reasonable. It's all here. And she'll remove the things that you acquired on top of what you were asked to retrieve. And hand you a cred stick.
I'll take it. And then
Okay.
slot it into my personal cred stick to see how much is there and transfer it over.
The amount you were promised, which is 3,000.
Alright. Ding. I'll hand her the empty cred stick back.
She'll look a little. She'll take it. And words will be exchanged between the two women, the one driving and the other woman, and very quickly, from an area near the changing area you had used previously, false wall is removed, and essentially crates to fit the crates inside of are procured.
Okay.
And she sort of assembles these new crates, which look like some sort of industrial food crate, on top of the weapons crates that you had retrieved. I think that concludes our business.
I certainly would agree.
And at
Yes.
about this time, the car pulls up where you had previously gotten out to rendezvous with them.
I just reach up, grab my force pike, hook it into the crate. Didn't need it, but glad it was there.
You do not have a crate. You just have the things that you guys got on top of the crates that you were asked to take.
We took 2 crates. We were only asked to take 1.
Okay, we'll just go with that
Yeah.
because
As I recall.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I remember we only needed 1 and we brought 2.
We'll allow it to be that way. Spend a force point, though, to establish that, because that's a little bit of a stretch.
I
I understand that's how you remember it.
That's how I
If you
remember
really want it to be that way, you're going to need to spend a force point.
That's fair.
sure.
Because neither of us is quite sure, and I'm sure someone in the YouTube comments is like, I watched this 10 seconds ago and you're both wrong.
Then are you, Aaron, now going to spend another force point and make it not that way?
I cannot do that. As the GM, I have the prerogative to always make things convenient for myself.
That's true.
You guys get like mini GM power to make a convenient and potentially true thing true with your destiny.
All right, so
I
I'm
don't
going
need to
force
spend
point
a
and
force
make my guy force sensitive. No, just kidding. That's way too much.
Um, you might not be force sensitive, but you do have a destiny.
Yes, I do.
And it
All right.
and as with most astromech droids, destiny is to be shot later,
Eventually, I'm sure. Eventually.
and then go.
Speaking of
"Wow!"
destiny and the acquiring of and collection and coagulation of such destiny, as you guys are taking your own crate, which they just, let's just say they provide an extra fake food crate for you, you notice a familiar droid headed down the street. And at this point, we're going to transition over to Rerun.
Yeah, reruns back in play.
So, Rerun, you had been traveling with this crew, and they did some interesting things, and you felt like it was time to take a break. So you got out at a starport, hung out on your own for a little bit, and eventually made your way to the planet of Dantooine, where you're now headed around, essentially looking for work and or entertainment of your choosing. Why don't you, for the audience, describe Rerun?
Okay. So Rerun is an R3 series astromech. He's built with that same sort of barrel composition and design as most of other astromechs are. Most R3s have a transparent dome at the top to sort of showcase off the slightly higher end logic modules that make up his intellectual processing systems. Reruns is, however, kind of painted over in a mixture of red and white primer. Pretty durable covering, but there is a carbon score that runs across top of it. Apparently some old damage that has either never been repaired or simply ignored until the current time period. He's currently has his tertiary crawler extended, so he's angled back, just kind of scanning the streets and passages as he's making his way back towards the spaceport. As a mechanic, he knows that generally spaceports are good places to pick up work, because that's where people with broken shit show up.
Speaking of people with potentially broken shit, you do recognize your old crew carting out what looks like some variety of food product, fruits or something, in a crate from an unmarked van.
Some kind of turn,
As we push it.
regard them,
Hi, Rerun.
and then
Walk past.
Hey! Oh my god, what are you doing here?
You left of your own accord. Don't take that tone with me. Well,
by which he means, well, if you guys are in town, I mean, I might as well see what's going on.
you are the most finicky
Yeah,
astromech droid
come on,
I have
come
ever
on.
met.
You've got to come see. We have a ship.
He was on the ship up to the last stop. He literally got off the ship one stop ago.
Yeah, because I was with you guys while you were all like seeing ghosts and shit, right?
That's how continuity seems to be going, but I don't
Alright.
know. I think this is
Rewind
the
what I just
episode
said,
of the
'cause
plot.
Nobody told me that part.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I said this a few times, but I probably said it during the wrong game.
Probably.
It's okay.
That's my
I
fault.
don't know. I just like the idea that Lux forgot he left one.
No,
stop.
no.
No. Guys.
No, I think he probably left as soon as you guys got back to the sort of shitty spaceport.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last stop.
Okay, right. And then you guys knocked around like trying to catch bail jumpers or something before headed to Dantooine, and I just got here faster.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, she's Zeltron. She's not New 52 era Starfire.
Okay.
I mean,
I really wish I could give you inspiration.
Teen Titans Starfire. Or really any not original comic Starfire.
I will not get into a 3-hour rant about your
Right.
misconceptions about Teen Titans Starfire, and just continue with the plot. So, are you guys headed back to the ship, or are you
Yeah.
Yes.
not going to wander around with that crate of stolen weapons?
No.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, I have no idea what's in the weapons, but or what's in the crate, but
No,
They
we
got out of the unmarked van with a crate. You
Right.
know these people, you can make a decent guess.
I'm pushing
yeah,
this
he's
crate
he's
back
gonna
to the
sort
ship.
of surreptitiously pull out his scanner module and just kind of swipe it across the crate real quick to see if he can get an idea of what's inside.
Okay. Do you have the item description for your scanner?
Yes, I do.
Great.
Device can be used independently or plugged into a medpack or data pad. Displays a variety of useful biosigns about the subject, or can check for atmospheric contaminants, poisons, vermin, or microfractures and stress points, other mechanical stuff.
You get some. There's definitely some tech in there.
Okay.
It's not organic in any way.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, we probably should be getting back.
Do we, when you do that, do we see the little radar dish pop up and just start swirling?
No, it's not a communications network.
Okay.
It's literally it's the little nozzle thing where
Oh,
he's
okay.
just
Yeah. Okay.
And at this point, you guys do get a message from Vanlar that basically says, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
yes, but is it musical?
Fuck this shit, I'm
Okay.
out.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like we.
It's to
it's
that
almost-
effect.
It's almost like we
essentially.
installed a revolving door on the ship for some reason.
That is not my fault.
I don't
Please
know what
message me
happened,
if you
but I
want to
don't really
join the
care.
game. That would
I'm gonna
be
get the fuck
awesome.
up out of here.
Head back to the ship to unload
Right.
and
Yep.
examine.
Okay. So what you find is Praz managed to get a scope for his rifle. This crate. Someone roll me a force, or someone roll me a destiny point, and I'll wait.
Ooh, pick me.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay, Jack, roll me a 1d100.
Okay. That I can do pretty.
D100. I can speak.
Slash roll 1d100.
33.
Okay, with a 33, this is a crate of armor. We have just decided, for continuity's sake, that it's something specific. You managed to get a few things. Lux, I think you wanted a scanner of some variety.
Yeah, something to. I wanted something that I could upgrade my gear with.
Right. And Sand, you put in a few, like, guns and things.
I recall specifically getting a heavy blaster at the
Yes.
That's one of the things I specifically wanted to grab because I have a regular blaster and I wanted a heavy blaster
Right.
pistol.
So this is armor. This is not, like, stormtrooper armor. This is more... kind of armor that goes under most Imperial uniforms.
Right.
Okay.
Just sort of standard security stuff that I totally probably have a description for. But yeah, you've got a fair bit. You can, depending on where you offload this, you guys would know you could sell it for somewhere between. Is there an echo in someone's thing that's creating high-pitched noise?
I'm not
Never
hearing
mind.
anything.
Nope.
You can sell it for somewhere between. On the high end, you might get 1,000 credits for it. It's more likely you'll get closer to 500, but it really depends on how careful you want to be, how long you want to look, and if you have any scruples about who you offload it to.
So I reach in and grab the blaster that I threw in there and go to put it
Right.
in my holster and realize that I'm not wearing my belt. Lux.
Oh, right. No. Yeah. As soon
I
as
pulled
we're
down
on the
Sen's
ship,
pants because he's not wearing a belt.
I'm not wearing
He
pants.
is wearing a belt. It's just
Okay,
not the
never
same
mind.
belt. Sadly. You're like, ooh, he's not wearing his belt. Oh wait, there's still a belt there.
I wear a flight suit anyways, so like you'd have to strip me entirely to pull my pants down.
I have a plasma torch. We'll make this happen.
so as soon as we are on the ship and the door is closed, shit is just coming off,
Okay.
including the belt is somewhere in a pile on the ground.
Lux, can you please get my belt for me?
And Rerun, if you hadn't put it together before, you do notice now that they seem to be wearing essentially bits of what would have been an Imperial uniform.
I mean, I was in an officer's outfit.
Officer uniform, yes.
I changed out on the truck.
She reaches down, sort of brushes the officer uniform bit aside, trying to touch it as little as possible, and hands the belt over.
Get the belt, put it back on, put the heavy blaster in the belt loop. Reach in.
Ross will change in his room.
Well, we can probably sell these somewhere. Probably piecemeal. Don't want to sell it in bulk.
So,
I indicate the excess armor that we have.
yeah.
We could probably keep
Probably.
a suit. If like Praz wants something, we could probably keep a suit. But
A suit. So, as she's picking up the stuff and carrying it, the officer's uniform, and carrying it over to the incinerator to throw it in. No, stormtrooper's outfit.
Which means, of course, that might come in handy as a disguise later down the line.
Maybe, yes, but that stuff tends to get updated more frequently, and continues getting thrown in. Yeah, which is just an excuse to burn an officer's clothing.
this isn't laminated armor. This is just under armor.
I think it's armored clothing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mechanically it is heavy uniform clothing.
Yeah. This is Under Armour. Lux.
Yes. Yes, it's athletic wear.
Yes. It's not like stormtrooper gear.
No, but still. What I'm saying is it definitely might be useful because of that. If it was the over armor, that stuff does get changed. I've seen it change like 5 times in the time that I was there. Major design changes. It's almost like they had a new movie that they needed to come out to rebrand them each time.
In fairness, you were also there during the Republic era.
Yes, this is true.
But yes.
I mean, branding is important.
That stuff actually tends to stay fairly consistent.
Yeah. Well,
So
no,
that could be useful, or we could sell it either way.
I mean, we can keep what I mean is we can keep a couple and sell the rest.
Right.
We personally don't need a half a dozen sets of armor, or however many are in the box.
Oh no, God no.
But yeah, no. We can probably get away with selling this more piecemeal. I think a bulk sale of armor like this would probably go noticed, but little here, little there. Rerun while you're standing around. You want to scan and make sure there's no like tracking codes or anything on this stuff.
And I will.
Thank you.
Okay.
Would it be skullduggery or what?
That sounds. Yeah, skullduggery. We'll go with that one.
Okay. And I need to wait for you to set difficulty, right?
We changed how we're doing it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So the difficulty is going to be difficulty of 3.
All right, so 3 purple.
3 purple.
All right. And skullduggery is around here somewhere. Hello. Boop. 2 successes, a triumph, and 2 threats, I want to say. Yep.
Yep.
Good. You don't detect anything that seems to be tracking. Obviously, there's some tech here. The stuff that Lux grabbed for upgrades, most notably. But it's not like the box itself or the armor has any like beacons on it. This was an in-house storage box. It wasn't supposed to be taken.
Right.
I just wanted to clarify really quick for mechanical purposes. Is this armored clothing or heavy clothing? Armored is the more expensive and slightly better version.
Heavy uniform clothing is the description that is given in the place that I am looking.
Okay, so then it's just heavy clothing. All right. Okay. I'm already wearing that. Just in a
Well,
different style.
you're one of the things about this setting is that you might already be wearing heavy clothing, but if you wanted something that was standard manufactured Imperial, you might want something different.
Yeah, no. I'm just like
Yeah. Mechanically, yes, you are already
collating
wearing.
things. Yeah, collating things. So yeah, I will set aside 3 of those suits of armor.
Okay.
In a separate crate off to actually I'll set those in the secret compartment.
All right. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but it's clothing, so you can shove it all in.
Yeah. Seal that, leave the rest, and Praz will, of course, take his scope out.
Yeah.
Make sure Lux gets her scanner.
Yes.
Could I conceivably spend my triumph to say that since this is a crate of armor, there's also just an odd repair pack standard that
Sure.
got thrown in there too? Awesome.
There was definitely a period where your colleagues were throwing in random stuff, and right at the top, there's just this pile of random that parts of it are being claimed or thrown aside, and you manage to snag a repair pack.
Awesome.
Toss it over. All
I
right.
reward creative uses of those things.
All right. Well, that seems good. Close it. Move it into the back of the cargo bay.
Right.
Throw a tarp over it. What was that about a second job, Lux?
Yes, we did have. It was serving as armed escort, so to speak.
Was there a time limit on that?
No, there was not.
So you did set up a meeting.
Yes, we have a yeah, we do. We have a meeting established.
All right. When is that meeting?
Blah.
The answer is tomorrow if you don't feel like digging through your notes.
Yeah, did I
All
feel
right.
like I wrote that down somewhere?
Well, I mean, in that case, when you're done burning clothes and putting new ones on, I'll give you your share of the cut. I say as I transfer 1,000 credits over to Praz and wait for Lux to get dressed and present a credit stick. Or at least present a credit stick.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, she'll take the credits, then go back to her room
Yep.
Okay.
and get dressed.
Did Rerun find a job on Dantooine or make any money in the interim, or no?
He didn't find anything that gave him extra money. He
Okay.
managed to make back the fares he was doing and buy some stuff and spend it, but equivalently he's out of wash in terms of cash he had before and now.
It happens.
So, rerun.
I did roll for that.
Were you successful in your independent adventure? Maybe next time. And does Rerun have a weapon?
Yes. You've seen him pull out basically a kind of a stunner shock prod. That's pretty much everything he uses.
I'll take my light blaster and sort of like kneel down and like hold it between myself and Rerun. Could you repurpose this for yourself?
Yeah, he could.
I will hold it out towards him.
And he will just pop open a compartment panel.
It is a standard blaster pistol.
Standard blaster pistol? Awesome. I will add that to my inventory.
Because I have a heavy blaster pistol now.
It is probably going to take you some time to
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
make that happen, but yeah, you can make an effort towards that.
First thing he's going to do is head towards the room opposite Sen's and claim that for himself.
Okay.
All right.
If he was going to make a modification to some of the furniture in there, would that be a mechanics roll, I take it?
Okay, you're going to have to explain to me how you want to modify the furniture.
All right, so he is going to take a plasma torch, he's going to cut everything away, and he's going to throw the bunk and the table out into the hallway. He's basically turning it into an empty box.
Awesome.
Okay, removing the...
I just sort of walk past as he goes in.
Just hear flames and sparks.
I think that's probably going to be...
Poke my head in. Do you need help?
So that's going to be more of a coordination thing because it's not challenging. You know what you're doing.
Okay.
It's just a question of if you can do it without damaging anything or...
What's my difficulty?
Your difficulty is 1 because this is
Okay.
a pretty customizable ship.
Oh, that's not good. 2 failures. Wait, no. Why did
No,
it say
that's-
3?
Because you have to click
Oh.
out.
Oh,
when
I
you change
have.
difficulty.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right.
If you mess up a roll, just re-roll it.
Okay. Coordination. 3 successes. There we go.
Okay, with 3 successes, Sen, you ask that, and then you realize that it's already been completed. There's just a pile of stuff in the hallway now, but it seems like Rerun has achieved everything he wanted to.
I reach over to a panel between the door and the cockpit, open it up, grab the broom from inside, and put it in the room for Rerun, and then go to the cockpit.
So there's a floor hatch there, right across from the entrance to Sen's cabin, and he's just going to open that up and just shove everything out of the ship.
Okay. We'll say that's how that works. I don't know. So yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So there's a nice pile of scrap metal on the floor of the hangar now.
I feel like that actually goes to the like underbelly mechanics area, like like in the Millennium Falcon.
Yes,
where
it
they
probably
open up
does, but we're not gonna dwell on it.
I just like the
Okay.
idea. It's like shunk, and now it's just in the like it's out of the way. It's just in the interior.
I
catching
literally
fire.
swept it under the carpet.
Just posing as a fire hazard now.
Yep, but he'll send it all through that hatch, and then whatever else he needs to do in order to just shove it off the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, there's now. It's just off the ship, mind you. It's not like in a trash can.
No, it's
But
on
yeah,
the ground
It's
somewhere.
off the ship. So
I eventually get back, head up to the cockpit, flop down into my seat. So, are you going to acknowledge that went much better than you were concerned about? Said with a grin.
He punches a few things into the control panel.
I take those angry pokes as acknowledgement. Thank you. I accept your contrition.
Being cautious is not painting a dark picture, Rerun.
Aren't you guys glad to have me back?
So much yes.
Nope. I'm gonna just casually peruse any local news broadcasts and see if like there's suddenly been an update on bounties regarding specific individuals.
You are looking for a reason, something ammunition that you can fire back. That's amazing.
okay. I'm just gonna ask how local, like this planet, this
Like,
city.
this whatever like any place that I feel like the local Imperial garrison would have put their information, which would have probably been this city area.
Yeah. Okay. Make me a computers roll difficulty 2 with a setback die.
All right. The 2 purple, 1 black computers roll. Blam. 2 successes and a triumph.
That's
Okay.
advantage. Not
So
It
much.
doesn't necessarily mean you find what you're
sorry.
looking
Advantage,
for.
not triumph. Sorry.
It just means you find what there is to be found.
Mhm.
There is some information from the local Imperial garrison and other sources. There isn't like publicized of a break-in, but there is some tightening of procedures and notification that unlawful behavior will always be punished to the full extent of the law, which is us.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. No official acknowledgement that someone broke into their facility and stole stuff. However, you do notice on a few back channels that there is some bounty speculation. Praz has shown you how to look at these places before.
God damn it, Praz.
I've dozens and more than that of different star systems and speculation, and one of the targets that is speculated to be headed towards Dantooine or in the area is yourself. Or rather, an individual matching your description, speculated to be a Force sensitive.
I look at it, scratch the side of my head. Hey, Lux! Forward that
Yeah.
over to Lux.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to know why that's popping up, would you?
I mean,
Alternatively, he wouldn't happen to be able to dig in and find out why it's popping up.
I can probably dig in and find out. I mean, there are cameras, not just in Imperial bases, so it's possible someone caught us on a camera somewhere.
Yeah, but caught us on a camera
Or rather, caught you on a camera somewhere.
heading to is the
Yes, heading here is an interesting point. That was so clearly it doesn't have to do with
no.
what we just did.
All right, Lux, do you want to try and dig in and figure out where this?
I take my feet off the console.
All right.
Crack my knuckles. All right, let's get in this.
Meanwhile, Rerun is running around the
So that's going to
Masari
be
checking.
computers difficulty 2 with no setback die.
Right.
And Rerun's running around the Masari checking for any strain or problems or hull cracks or.
That is
like
going to be mechanics difficulty 2.
2.
Okay.
So that would be one success.
Hey, better than no
Because
successes.
dice hate me.
Okay, one success. Well, fortunately, what you're looking for is just where these rumors came from,
Yeah.
which is not as challenging as it might otherwise be to figure it out.
I probably know potential places to look for
Yeah.
rumor word as opposed
And-
to trying to hack directly into Imperial databases.
Yeah, and so
Have better success with.
this is rumors. But most bounty hunters source their rumors when they're like, hey, there might be a catch in the area.
Right.
They don't just say that because no one would pay attention. Hey, I saw a Jedi on Coruscant. No one's going to believe you unless you give some indication of why you think that. So what it seems like is that there was a bounty posting for this description on that out-of-the-way rickety outpost you stopped at. Probably posted around the time that you returned the bounty you were searching for. Or potentially a little before that. It wasn't posted by the Empire itself.
Okay, that's
you're
good.
Pretty confident of that.
I mean, that's good and bad, but
And
it's
then,
mostly
of course, the reason there's speculation for this area is there's maybe 24 places that space station connects to in reasonable amounts of time. Dantooine being one of the more prominent ones. Because that station is almost on the edge of wild space.
Right.
The biggest port in the area being Dantooine and 2 others. So you end up having some, maybe he's in this place that they could get to from there,
Right.
if he was even there at all.
So you remember that shithole that we just that we just left not too long ago, where we did that, turned in the
Yes.
Yeah, somebody posted a bounty for you there, not the Empire. Somebody else is angry at you.
Well, I mean, with the Empire's standing bounty, anybody would want me.
That is true.
Because then they get to turn it in for the bigger reward. And also potentially shot and killed by the Empire because they like to kill everybody around us. But anyways.
Did you let anything show while we were there?
No.
No, I'm talking about special abilities, not anything.
Negative on both.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, I got 2 successes and an advantage on my check the ship mechanically.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
I know I hadn't mentioned it yet.
It's not in great repair. It's in fairly decent repair given how you guys got this ship. You got it free. It's
Right.
definitely in good condition for free. There's
And
just,
we dropped off those experimental cosmetics, right? We
oh
don't-
yeah, you
okay.
dropped
Yes.
that off.
Yeah.
Experimental cosmetics, yes, that's exactly what that was.
That's
Yes,
what he
it
was
was.
told.
It was absolutely experimental cosmetics.
And we
The
don't
only
care.
cargo you currently have is the stuff you just brought on board.
Okay.
Well, that's something to keep an eye out for.
Probably a good idea.
Meeting is tomorrow. Do you have a location or time for tomorrow?
I do. None of that was actually given. At least not in the notes that I have.
Just
You did get a location and a time. They wanted to meet you a little bit outside of the city at what seems to be a small cafe of some sort.
Okay.
And you were given a noonish time.
Okay. Cool.
Neither of these things were said, but they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
all right. Well then,
It's brunch.
yes, it's brunch. What time is it right now, like relative to when we got here?
It is, like from a Earth time perspective, it's probably 6-7 p.m. ish. Not late, but you spent a good part of the day going into the jungle and back.
Yeah, it's true. Well then, go ahead and lock down the ship for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Get moving in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
I will go pour myself a canteen of water and do my evening exercises.
Rerun's going to start taking apart that blaster pistol and seeing how he can integrate it into his own systems. if
Hey,
I'm going to pour myself several glasses of not water and stay at my console.
Watching.
No.
No, that was the
Lux
other.
does
That was a while
bad
ago.
things when she's drunken in front of her console.
And yet we continue to leave her there.
That's because you guys don't realize that she does these bad things because she doesn't tell you.
It's true.
Nobody's well, but that.
Otherwise, there would be a lot more yelling.
I was gonna say nobody's going to be like, "Hey guys, let me brag to you about the dumbass shit I did last night that
Right.
totally screwed me over because I was half wasted."
Star Wars text from last night.
Right.
Usually what happens is like we get ambushed in the middle of the night by an Imperial strike force, and the first thing you hear is Lux.
Just text from an anonymous burner phone. Hey, Empire, you up?
HMU.
Calling your ex while you're drunk is always a bad idea.
My God, that's what I'm doing. I'm just strucking my ex.
Just HMU want to smash.
Okay. So, Rerun, with the gun, are you aware of a specific page that talks about this? Because I know there is one, but I can't find it.
Let me see. I am not immediately so, but I can take a minute and look while you attend to other things if you like.
I will be also taking a minute to try and determine exactly where it is. I think it's in the equipment section. I just probably blasted past it. And Lux, we're gonna go to your thing
Okay.
first.
So, and I may remember this incorrectly, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I had done well enough that I managed to put a few back doors into that into the security of that place that we just came from.
Yes. From
Okay.
the specific facility you just engaged with, You definitely managed to install some backdoors locally that would allow access remotely to be significantly easier.
Perfect. So I want to get in.
Yep.
And I want to use it as a relay to try and get access to information that might potentially be helpful for the rebellion.
All right. So once again,
As Lex downs another shot and starts typing.
This is probably going to be a series of checks.
That's fine.
The first check you're going to need to make is just to get in. I'm going to say that is a difficulty of 2, but you can have a boost die and no setbacks because you installed the thing.
Yep.
There's
Also,
some challenge, but
I have, what is my talent called?
Code Breaker?
Yeah, that allows me to remove setback.
Yeah,
yeah.
You don't have any setback die because encryptions just don't bother you.
Motherfucker. So that's no successes and 2 advantages. I'm already off to a great start.
So that wasn't a failure.
No.
It's a little less elegant than what you did while you were in there. You didn't necessarily consider some of the redundancies that have been added probably since you left or altered since you left.
That's true. They probably say he had said something about no, you actually didn't say that to me. So I wouldn't have thought of it, but I should have. Cool. But I'm in.
But you're in. You're not deep into the security, but you're in.
That's fine.
So what kind of info are you looking for?
So now that I'm into that base, I'm assuming, like most Imperial stations, I'm assuming there is from there a way to connect to more centralized database.
Definitely.
I'm assuming this place has nothing that's going to be useful to me.
You don't know, but you can definitely use it just as a jumping off point.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm basically trying to use that as a bounce signal.
All right. From there, I'm going to say, again, it's difficulty 2, and again, you have your boost die to essentially start breaking into higher levels of security.
Yep.
And also getting up.
Okay. So I'm sorry, what was the...
Difficulty 2, you have your boost die the same as before.
Okay, perfect.
Also computers.
Yeah. And I will, for this one, because this is going to... If this goes wrong, it's really bad. I'm going to actually use a light side point.
Okay. All of the power is with the darkness.
All of the power is yours now. Hey, look! 4 successes, a triumph, and a threat.
So figure out if there's something specific you want to do with your triumph. You push in, and you're just a little dubious about it, but then you just are like, okay, this is classified stuff. I know how to deal with the classified stuff. And zoom your way up into reasonably secure, if potentially not terribly sensitive, Imperial information.
Okay. So for the triumph, could it be like like locating where that I've managed to get into somewhere that potentially gives me some idea of what the Empire knows about rebel locations in this area.
All right, you want what the Empire knows about.
That's basically what I'm looking to grab that information and then anonymously send it
Okay.
to the rebellion.
So, in terms of finding that specific information,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make you make one last roll just
That's
because
fine.
you're in, but
Yes.
they kind of try and bury that.
Yeah, I mean, as
Uh-huh.
you would.
That's kind of sensitive. So I'm gonna make this a lore warfare roll, just to locate the information. You're in, you have access, you just need to find it.
Okay. And what diff?
The difficulty for this would be 4.
Okay. Makes sense. Hey, a success and 3 threats.
All right. With the success and 3 threats, you find what you're probably looking for. There's some inside of these firewalls you've made it through. There's some coded information about contacts and money exchanging hands that seems to be trying to locate subtle operations, presumably rebellion ones, potentially also just people trying to rip off the Empire. And
Mm-hmm.
in the name of rebellion, but actually profit. You do get the main piece of information that you can get from this. The data might have more in it if you had someone specialized look at it or if you had more time.
Right.
The main thing you get is that they seem to be looking for some sort of high roller that's in this general area.
Okay.
Sponsoring something, once again, probably rebellion or rebellion for profit.
And what
but
system are we in again?
Dantooine?
You are on.
Oh, Dantooine. That's right.
You are in Dantooine, which I believe is in the system of the same name.
Yes.
Yes.
And more notably, you're in the Riabalo sector.
Abalo sector.
Yeah. There aren't that many other places within the system that are
Right. Okay.
relevant. So there's
That's
quite a
good
bit of
enough. That's enough to make me happy to pretend that it might be useful. So I will take that. I'm gonna try to download just all of that information. I know there's some sketchy stuff in there, but the Empire not the Empire, whatever
Mhm. Can look through.
beginnings of rebellion is here can potentially have somebody look at it. The fact that they're getting the information enough. So I'm going to pull that and then tiptoe my way back out.
All right. I'm really sorry. One final check. Difficulty 2, computers. And this time I will again give you a boost die because you managed to get in so well.
Okay.
To tiptoe out. If you really want to hide this, you're going to need a triumph.
I mean, that makes sense. All right.
But there is a level of elegance even if you don't triumph.
I
Okay.
will try.
That's a level of elegance.
Damn.
I mean, if there was ever a time to succeed on a roll, that was it for me. So yeah, if it's not hidden, that in Lux's current state of sobriety, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. It's as elegant as you can make it. Unfortunately, you were downloading data, which
they
usually leaves some sort of evidence.
That's fine because so once I get out, now I just have to figure out where to get it to. But what I'm going to do at this point is put it onto a portable drive now.
Okay.
And keep all traces of it from the ship's computers.
All right.
So
that
basically,
isn't going to require a roll.
wiping wiping down the ship clean from fingerprints.
Okay. Yeah.
So if they look here, there's no evidence that it's actually here, so they could conceivably be wrong.
All right.
I
Yep.
can't do anything about their side, but I can do, yeah. And I will think about where I can get this information to.
Okay.
I mean, I have a bunch of potential locations on this drive
Yeah.
that I can send it to. So.
After that rerun, we are going to transition back to you.
Okay.
So we found the thing. Droids can typically purchase things and essentially just use them as a part of themselves. However, you were handed an already existing blaster, so it's going to require a mechanics check just to interface that with your system.
Okay.
You're going to need to move around some parts and put it together differently.
All right. What's my difficulty on that?
Your difficulty on that is going to be 3, and I'm going to flip a point.
Okay.
Because while you're familiar with it, modifying yourself is,
Tricky.
it has a challenge.
Flipping the dark side.
Yes.
All right. I think.
And
I'm
also,
all
there's only 3
set.
points in the pool. I might as well give you guys one of them.
See what happens. 2 threat, no failure, no success, or 2
Okay,
advantage.
those
sorry.
are advantages. Those are the good things, not the bad things.
Yay!
So, you managed to disassemble it, and
Okay.
but at this time, you can put it together, but it's probably going to cost you about, I'll say 30 credits to, just for the bits and pieces you need.
Okay. So, all right, yeah.
Integrate this.
I will acquire those tomorrow then, probably.
Right. And it will not require another roll. It's just going to cost you something.
Okay, cool.
That's good, 'cause I need to buy something tomorrow too. Actually, it's not that late. Would like parts shops still be open?
Depends on which variety of part shops.
I like just stand like I just need some bits for modifying a weapon. Like I don't need a black market shop. I'm saying.
Well, those are the ones that are still going to be open. But yes, I'll say that sometime in this day-night cycle, before you go to the meeting, you can.
Yeah.
Just quickly, because shopping episode. What do you want?
I just want to get I just want to spend 50 credits to get a serrate to get the parts to put a serrated edge on my vibroblade, which costs 50 credits, and the parts to get on my vibro knife, I should say, and the parts to hang on, I might not actually need that. Let me double check before I say that.
Lux, I want you to make me an intelligence or knowledge skill, probably underworld roll to
Okay.
figure out where the best place to send this would be. Difficulty of 2,
Okay.
because you do have rebel data
Yes.
potentially locating these locations for you.
A success and an advantage.
All right, great. Within a success and an advantage, you have a few places you're fairly confident you could send this, and it would get to the rebellion.
Okay.
Um,
Are any of those places that I could conceivably mail it to rather than showing up in person? I'm okay with showing up in person if I have to. But
I mean,
for
so the
for
problem is
my
with
paranoid
one success-
shipmate's sake, my correctly paranoid shipmate's sake.
with one success, I'm gonna say that isn't really possible, because usually rebellion cells don't want people to be able to just call them.
No, I'm I was hoping like maybe one of them might be like a shop, but actually no, never mind, because I would not want to just randomly mail it to somewhere that might not actually be the proper place. So never mind, never mind.
Yeah. So there's a few places you could do it. There's even one that's actually in this particular city.
Oh, perfect.
So you could walk there and do it. Essentially. But,
Yes.
but no, you can't send it through the post.
So
it's not a potato, is what you're saying.
No.
it's not a potato or a carrot.
Right.
So then, as Suzaku is walking out, sees Lux probably also walking out.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm going out. Am I? Oh, you're welcome to come too, of course. Am I not allowed to go out?
No, just
No, I'm
you
not
go
allowed, or
out-
no, I am allowed.
You are allowed to go out. You are not allowed to go out. It's just that whenever you go out alone, bad things happen.
Okay. I'm going to point out. Thank you. I am going to point out that the last time you went out with Praz and I stayed on the ship, I had to come save your asses.
That was Prez.
No.
Specifically.
I had to come.
And you shot him.
Oh my God. So, Ruin, you don't even understand.
Praz tried to pick a fight with a group of
No.
thugs and got shot for his troubles.
I think it's amazing that that's your version of the story. No, here's what happened. They wanted to go talk to a
I heard that.
contact.
You
It
hear
was
from inside the ship.
True.
They decided they wanted to go talk with somebody who could lead them to the bounty, and they wanted to do it while I stayed on the ship and did background support, which is fine. I was like, okay, you guys can go do the talking. So they went there, proceeded to between the two of them combined, not just Praz, make the guy so paranoid he didn't want to deal with them, and I had to go fix it.
I mean, yes, but the part where trouble happened was when Praz tried to pick a fight with a bunch of thugs.
Oh no, yes, the actual fighting
The-
and me having to shoot a guy
having
was
to-
because of Praz.
Having to deal with a slightly irritated barkeeper, I wouldn't qualify as trouble.
Excuse me, I am perfectly intelligent. Thank you.
Anyways, the other thing that I wanted to get was a blaster actuating model, which costs 500 credits for the parts. So.
Sure, you can grab both of those things for market price. If you want to get them through legitimate channels, if you want to get them more subtly, in like off the record gun sales, it's going to cost you 5% extra.
They're fairly standard parts to buy, and they're not like forbidden or anything. So I'm not.
No, neither of them is high. It's just you just found out there's a bounty on your head. If you wanted to go more subtle,
Yeah,
Good.
no, while there's I've always known there's a bounty on my head. I'm not too particularly fussed with it right now.
I mean, now there's 2 bounties on your head.
It's true. And then I'll also.
I need to catch up.
I'm assuming. Rerun. Are you going to need help buying parts to modify that blaster? I don't know what your financial situation is, so I. Okay.
Okay, define fine.
Not worrying about it.
Okay, no, you're doing okay. I'm sorry some of us are concerned about our friend's financial well-being.
If he says he's fine, he's fine. I take him at his word. I respect him enough to believe that if he requires assistance, he will tell me.
Are you going to go anywhere?
Thank
Yes,
you.
I'm
Or are
going to
you
go
just
by
going to
parts.
continue having this conversation?
Yeah.
We're going to go by parts.
If there's any
Okay,
confused audience
so-
things, yes, I'm speaking binary, but I'm typing in English to them so they actually do know what I'm saying. They're not just making this up as they go.
I was hoping that people. I was hoping
To
that
subtitle
they.
all of the Final Show film stuff and have Malkavian subtitles and binary subtitles.
This would be epic.
I was honestly hoping that they would assume that you were just doing the random sounds and being perfectly okay with whatever we said in like a rocket
Oh,
group
I'm sure
kind
there
of
will
way.
be. I'm sure there will be plenty of times when that happens as well.
So yeah, I'm spending 550 credits to get a serrated edge
Sure.
and a blaster actuating module.
All right, so are all three of you going off separately, or are all three of you going together?
I think
I'm going with Lux.
Okay.
Well, go for
None
a
of you
while, and
need
I'm
to
going
go to the same place.
No,
I will
we
say.
go for a while, and then I'm going to. I will meet you back on the ship. I've got a couple things that I need to get.
Yeah, and I buy the stuff and
All right.
head back to the ship.
Cool.
And then once I'm there, I look at it, think for a minute, realize that this is not my wheelhouse whatsoever, and go, Rerun, could I ask you a favor? When he gets back.
I'm nowhere near.
When,
Oh, okay.
when he gets
Yeah.
back, obviously.
So, Rerun, are you just going to shops?
Yep. Going to shops, grabbing
Cool.
some parts.
Alright.
I generally play the errand running droid card, as in I'm picking these up for somebody else, not I'm independently running on my own, so that they
Yeah.
treat me like an errand boy and I move under the radar.
Yeah. Easy enough to do, especially as an R unit. Just no one pays you a second glance. You're someone's thing. Is essentially how a lot of people treat you, and even the people who don't just treat you as someone going about your business, probably doing something for someone else.
Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. I judge them for their unenlightened perspective on living entities, but I'm okay with the treatment currently.
Yep.
It serves its purpose.
Yeah.
I need to show you guys the Satan Pikachu jokes later.
Okay.
And Lux is
Yes,
just
I'm going to the. I'm going to the location on the list
Mhm.
that seems to be the most reasonable in terms of public accessibility.
there's really only one place in the city
Okay.
that you can find.
Okay.
But you head there. You're not even sure what this area of the city's function is. It's almost built into the trees a bit more. But at the same time, it's technological in a way that
Okay.
you can't quite put your finger on.
Is it somewhere that I would stand out in particular more than usual?
You have no idea because there's no one else around.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
can
I'll sneak
wander
in-
there without seeming like you're either with or without purpose pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, yes, I will not do overt sneaky and instead just play casual,
Right.
wandering to that direction.
Okay. You head over. You find the address you're looking for. It really doesn't look like much. It just looks like another one of these buildings.
Okay.
And again, you have no idea what the purpose is, or why this part of the city is simultaneously high tech and overgrown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck it. Is there a door?
Yeah, There's a door. It's a building. There's no windows. No mailbox.
I'm going to knock or hail signal or whatever is appropriate on this
All
door,
right.
depending on how technological it is.
I do the appropriate to the door.
It's the kind of technological where the interface is really just getting close to it and or knocking on it.
Okay. Yeah, I will walk up to the door. Once I walk up to it, I'm going to pause there for about 30 seconds to see if it opens on its own.
Right.
And if not, then I will knock.
Okay. You knock. The door does, when you go to knock, it opens for you in this sort of twisting tree-like fashion, pulls back the curtains. Inside, you don't see anyone immediately, and then you notice a Twi'lek woman who is sort of standing at the on the side of the door, essentially. She has a gun in her hand, but she doesn't
Put
seem
my hands up. I have information you might find useful.
She seems to consider, and then sort of taps on the side of the wall near you. Puts her blaster back away, though her hand never quite leaves it.
That's fair.
All right. What do you know? What?
I am reaching into my pocket for something that not a weapon.
All right.
Reach in. Pull out the drive.
Okay.
This was obtained from an official source of information. It has information that you might want to know about what the other side knows about you.
Obtained by who?
Me.
Are you? You're. Oh, okay. I know about him. I know who you are. All right. Fine.
Wait.
She'll take her hand off.
Hold the phone a second. Who do you know about? I'm putting my hands down at this point because now I'm curious.
And she's pretty. She has actually moved her hand away from her gun at this point. Oh, no one quite always knows who. Just are. There's someone watching out for you, a mutual friend of sorts. I know that you occasionally acquire information, and said if someone of your description made your way here, you might not be opposed to helping us, and you might not be. I know you're not a threat.
Okay, that's good.
There's people who keep an eye on those who reach out to us and try and determine who of them is a threat.
Okay, that's
all I can tell you.
That is entirely fair, and I will hold it over.
Are you gonna try and read her at all?
You know what? No, on this one.
Okay.
There's temptation, but actually, no, there is temptation. I'm probably still drunk. Yes.
Okay.
That is. Would that be perception? I can't remember.
That's gonna be a perception. Yes.
Okay.
In this context,
What difficulty?
Difficulty is 3. She's hard to read.
Okay. Success and a threat.
Okay. She's cooperative, but there's a tension to it.
I mean, that's fair.
Can't quite. Seems reasonable, but you can't put your finger on exactly.
Okay. So yeah, I will just hand it over then. And say, if you... To be clear, I'm only speaking for myself. So I may not always be able to assist, but should there be any information you need gotten?
She almost cuts you off. I can't.
Okay. If you
It's
can
not
then
my place. It's not my area.
That's fair.
If
you can at least pass a message along to whoever our mutual friend is.
I can't. The only thing I can tell you is that we're aware of you. They're
Okay.
aware of you. That's all I can commit to. That's all I can promise.
No problem. I hope what I found helps you.
All right.
And I will give a smile and just back out.
All right. So, having completed your business, you head back, and I assume at this point, all of you are gonna take a night's sleep.
Yes.
Or plug
John,
in somewhere, yeah.
I asked Rerun to help me. So the way attachments work is you can just clip them on, and they
Right.
give whatever base function. But some of them you can make mechanics rolls to improve. And I was going to see if Rerun could improve the damage output of my blaster.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you don't necessarily have time for that tonight, but you can make the rolls and it'll happen in the morning.
Okay. You will have to spend another 100 credits.
I spend the 100 credits for it.
Okay. And that's a difficulty 3, I want to say, right?
Yep.
That sounds right.
Okay. And because I haven't gotten a chance to, I'm going to use a light side point.
Yay.
Okay.
Woot.
So I just hit use light side, right?
Yep.
You hit use light side, and then you put a thing in your little slot that says upgrade on the side with the good
okay.
dice.
Left-hand
Side with
side,
the good
upgrade.
dice. Okay, cool. And mechanics. Boop. What happens? I got 1 success, I didn't get any successes, but I got a triumph.
That's all you need.
Okay.
A triumph in this case will function.
All right. I will spend that triumph to amp up his blaster module.
Yay.
Yep.
Now my blaster does an additional 2 damage instead of just an additional 1.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have your meeting then.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Come back in just a minute. And we're back from our break.
Woot.
Yay. All right. So, having made all of the changes you need to make and upgrading your stuff, the night passes, the next day passes, and you arrive at the time of your meeting.
Okay.
I'm assuming, do you all go, or do you send a specific person, or
I'm
whatever your
there.
choice?
I think we'll just leave. I think we leave Praz to guard the ship, and the rest of us go.
Yep.
Sounds good.
If you're missing, you get the grunt work. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone heads out to this meeting that Lux has arranged with someone she found essentially over the HoloNet. Similarly to how she found your last business.
Answer your Craigslist ad.
I
Lux
mean, it
is
wasn't
getting
that
job
legitimate,
ads on Tinder.
but sure. Seedier Craigslist, if you can believe it.
You can buy anything on Craigslist.
I mean,
Everything's legal in
I
New Jersey.
could get his job work on Tinder, but I think that's more only the work that I would be interested in.
You don't know Rerun's life.
I was gonna make a Fallout joke, but
Yeah, I was thinking New Vegas as well. Yep.
okay. Yeah, so you head to it's out of the way. There's a small cafe-esque place, sort of in the residential part of the city. You all, I assume, just make your way in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Table for 3. You're seated at a table by someone who works there. After about 5 minutes, maybe a little less, 2 figures enter.
We've been in worse.
Yes, Rerun. It is a lovely bar.
All right. So, why did you guys take so long? It was open before.
Rerun wants to look around because he assumes that somebody here is about ready to shoot us in the back. And so he's just going to be scanning looking for exits and scanning the disreputable parts.
Make me a 2 difficulty vigilance check.
Vigilance. Okay.
2 humans. One of them is an older, somewhat gruff-looking man.
2 failures, 3 advantages.
Respectably, let's say. And the other's a shorter, more casually dressed woman, seems younger, with data pad under her arm and on her belt where most might expect tools you might expect a blaster to be. She has more of a tool belt. Might have a blaster in there somewhere, you're assuming, but mechanic-y type stuff.
I am leaning back in whatever chair or seat I'm in with a
Rerun?
glass of water.
You're sure every shadow is hiding something specifically from your perspective.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not worried about any competition. They're clearly not as good as we are.
Oh.
So yes, look up as they.
Did you give them your name, I assume, or a name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would have.
Miss Luxahara, I assume.
Yes, smile and stand up.
Lovely to meet you in person.
Is it the man or the female that's talking?
The man is speaking to you.
Okay.
He extends a hand. And
Take it.
The woman's just sitting back, kind of giving you a look. Oh. I am so delighted you agreed to listen to our company's need for freelance assistance.
Of course, more than happy to provide whatever you may need. Please, let's have a seat.
Might we have a seat?
Yes.
And the two of them will both sit down. Well, the woman's still giving you an eye. He seems completely
Just
open.
while he's sitting down and while she's doing whatever, I'm just going to size them up, just sort of see, do they look like
You can also make me a
bureaucrats? Do they
vigilance
look like-
check. Difficulty of 4.
All right.
Now,
Out of curiosity, just because I'm sizing them specifically up, would it be vigilance or streetwise or perception?
oh yeah,
I'm
it'd
not, like,
probably
keeping a
be
look around.
streetwise in this case.
Yeah.
Vigilance would be if you were looking around.
No,
So-
I'm just specifically sort of seeing.
I misunderstood what you were doing. It's still difficulty 4 though.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Difficulty 4.
I represent a rather influential business project. With 2 successes, they're really different, is the first thing you gather about them. The woman she's not laid back, but she's tense, maybe angry. Whereas the man is still hard to read with 2 successes. He exudes an aura of confidence, potentially expectation of that you will treat him in a certain way.
Okay.
Highfalutin, maybe.
I continue to lean back. Am I in a chair or are we in like a booth?
You're in chairs.
I continue to lean back, doing the thing where both of your feet are planted on the floor, but you're just creaking back and forth on the back 2 legs of the chair, and watching them while they talk.
And I'm leaned forward, chin on hands.
And I'm under the table.
That's
Taking
one way to
pictures.
go at it. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Our business needs transportation of certain valuable assets discreetly and with assistance of a forceful nature. You would be delivering her cargo to the planet of Dolus 3. In exchange, you would receive 1,000 with accompaniment by members who's representing our corporation, of course. You would receive 1,000 credits upon arrival on the planet, and an additional 1,500 once those of us who are not staying with the valuables return
Okay.
to Dantooine.
So a couple of questions, of course. Knowing that some of them may not be able to be answered, and we're perfectly okay with that. What sort of things were we transporting?
I can only tell you that it is something of value to our company. I am not authorized to give any further details.
Okay. Who might have an interest aside from the usual banditry and the like, in potentially taking them from you?
We have our suspicions that a rival corporation is seeking to disrupt our transport of these goods. They may act themselves, or they may be enlisting external help. we wish to not leave via our own vessels for the
Mm-hmm.
risks we've discovered our own shipments being interrupted. Hoping a more indirect route might avoid space-based conflict or at least deter specific tracking.
I mean, that is definitely something that we can do. My associate here, gesturing head towards Sensaku, is very good at finding out of the way directions. Can we have
I
it?
suspect that given their particular methods, they would be less inclined to attack a small ship than a cargo transport or other things our company is more likely to enlist on a commercial level.
Mm-hmm. And if it's possible, the name of this rival company?
I cannot divulge that information.
If you don't mind, Lux, I have some need to know information, and actually, excuse me, Rerun does bring up a good point. What's the name of your company?
The woman actually speaks up at this point. I don't recall being telling you could ask so many questions. You
Well,
gonna be nosy about this?
Well, I don't recall asking you anything. I say directly.
Put my hands up.
Guy.
He sort of is doing the same with his own.
It's all right. You must understand the reason that we have to ask this is it's not a safe world out there, as obviously you're aware. And we just need to be sure that we are not putting ourselves in the wrong crosshairs. We don't mind being in crosshairs. We just want to make sure that the crosshairs that we are going into are once we're comfortable. That's all. We're not concerned with exactly what your business does. We just need to verify some things for our own security's sake. We operate under full discretion. There is any information that you may provide stays with us.
You'll have to excuse Kata. She's the sort of young that makes one impulsive.
I mean,
Rerun's given Kata a once over. Does she have any restraining bolts on that belt of hers?
Carter, just looking at the things you can see on her belt, no, but lots of tools.
Okay.
The other questions that that I have specifically as the pilot are need to know questions. You don't have to tell us what your cargo is, but I need to know, is it fragile? Is it temperature controlled? Is it electronic? Is it perishable? Do I need to avoid specific types of nebula that might set it off? Things that will be incorporated into the flight path, as well as if I need to make any hasty maneuvers.
We have a scientific advisor that will be accompanying the shipment as well as ourselves and escorting it to its location. There are no specific concerns in terms of flight path, though transport routes are always preferable because we don't want you to blow us up.
I mean, we don't want to get blown up.
I just ignore the beeps coming from the astromech droid.
He seems to as well, though you do get a sort of snort from Carter at that. She clearly understood what you said.
Right.
As for the contents, once again, we cannot give you any details as to the contents. Our scientific advisor will be on board and able to advise you if something would be a threat to it, though there is very low likelihood of that. No, they're not perishables.
That's good. The only limitation that we have as far as that goes, and don't be offended by this, we say this to everybody no matter how reputable or not. Because reputability does not, as I'm sure you're aware, does not necessarily breed morality. Is no for sentient trafficking.
Of course, that is not something you need to worry about.
Well,
That seems to
sentient
take him
trafficking.
off guard, though.
Sentient traffic of any kind. We don't do.
Once again, not a concern.
Good. I know it sounds like an odd question, but you would be surprised how many entirely reputable companies, for whatever reason, would participate in such things.
And these guys are both human, right?
They're both humans, yes.
Okay.
Don't take that as a statement of the kind of work we normally do. It is simply something that you have to ask to make sure that it's not on the menu.
Speaking of on the menu, he'll wave the waitress over and order himself something. Forth.
I'll order a drink.
Out of curiosity, when he, I don't know what role I'll need to make for this, but when he reacted to specifically the force-sensitive traffic.
No, I said forced.
Oh, forced sentient traffic. Okay, I heard forced.
Yeah. No,
Sentient.
no one said
As
force
in-
sensitive
Okay.
trafficking.
No,
I thought you
no.
might
Okay.
have heard that.
I was
Forced
confused.
sentient
Okay.
trafficking. In other words, it's a nice way of saying we will smuggle people who need to be smuggled out of
Yeah. Okay.
dangerous situations, but no slavery.
I misheard you. But at his reaction, 'cause
I'm
I was
surprised
like,
you didn't stab me.
well,
Damn, Lux,
You
just
have to
throwing it
play it.
right out there.
you have to play it cool.
And then yell later.
At his reaction, I do want to like just sort of see if his reaction was one of surprise that we would even think that, or surprise that we guessed that.
Okay.
Or surprised that we wouldn't.
Yeah, or surprise that we wouldn't.
All right. See.
I just want to see what sort of surprise there was.
I'm just trying to figure out what would be the most applicable role in this case.
Probably either perception or streetwise. I don't know.
Now
I'll say you can make a perception roll. Difficulty 4, and I'm flipping a dark side point.
Okay. Dark side. Dark sided. Four failures and 2 threats. I have no clue.
Three failures. Three
Sorry,
failures.
3 failures.
You're pretty sure he was surprised that the waitress hasn't come over yet.
Got it.
It's just coincidental that it happened to be when you were talking to him.
I'm surprised too, but we've been sitting here for like 20 minutes, and typically they're on that.
We've already established this is not a great bar.
It's true.
Yes, by the wonderful analytical capabilities of an astromech droid.
Right.
As to what makes a good dive bar.
It is far from a good dive bar. It's a quaint little cafe.
You're right.
Yeah.
Which as far as
Rerun's just really worried one of the staff is gonna come by and accidentally put a doily on his head or something.
I mean, it's what you
As
get
far
for
as I'm concerned, the phrase "quaint little cafe" means that we'll be lucky if we get a waitress in the next hour. Hashtag living in Portland.
You just have to find the spots that no one goes to because they're also ridiculously good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll look. So I will look over at Lux to see if we're going to continue sitting here or not.
She just.
Lux, would you like to make a reading roller now?
Yeah, I will go ahead.
Okay.
And it was
Same thing, and I'm using another dark side point.
excellent. Give us those points.
Yep.
Give them back so we can hoard them and keep them and never spend them.
2 successes and 2 threats.
Okay, with 2 successes, it's almost as if that surprise, you wouldn't have thought this at first, but thinking about it and reading his motions very carefully, that surprise was scripted.
Interesting.
It's not, you can't get any indication about what he actually has,
Right.
but his momentary pause, his was anything okay, was very much an intentional moment. He did that on purpose, and that's really all you can get, but that's weird.
Yeah, it's falsehood. Not that we don't deal with false people. That I will look over at Sen and give a nod. Well, the hand the hand that's underneath in the folded does the little finger signal behind the other arm that says, we'll see.
So I'm gonna need you to make me a deception check for
That's
that.
fine.
Difficulty of 2.
I do well with deception checks. Well, in theory, I'm still rolling dice.
Collective. We're hiring a ship, not each of you individually.
A success and 2 advantage.
You get from Carter, who seems to
Okay.
respond directly to you. Success. All right.
So,
I give her a slightly scathing look, which on an astromech droid is no change at all.
right.
I looking over at Lux, like seeing the hand signal from Lux. Trying to think of how I would do this. I'm sitting too openly to do anything, so I'll just wait for Lux to continue talking.
So, here's what I would like to ask. And again, this is simply looking out for ourselves, so to speak. But as it currently stands, we are transporting things we don't know, which generally we are okay with, but is not human trafficking, which is a good sign. For a company we don't know, to a location with possible opposition from a company that we don't know, which means that we can't necessarily plan for how big of a response we might have to deal with. I realize that is our perspective on things and my specific way of phrasing it, but when I put it like that, I think you can understand why that
Indeed.
seems potentially concerning, even for the amount of money that you're offering.
I mean, pay is kind of low for that many variables.
Actually, that's pretty good pay.
Yeah, I'm not.
I was just whether or not it was good pay. That's what Shinsaki was saying while drinking
He's trying
water.
he's trying to bargain for a better price.
I'm trying to get Lux to bargain for a better price.
Yes. Well, you were trying to open the way.
Yeah.
I will say this. I'm willing to divulge our company's name.
Okay.
As I've said before, it seems most likely that if it's a small ship, they will commission others. They will not be acting as themselves.
So that's fair. Go ahead.
We represent Regal Enterprises.
Regal Enterprises.
Which you guys can make me a
I was
core
gonna say.
worlds check.
Regal
Core worlds. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 3.
Okay. And they said Dolus 3 for the
Mm-hmm. Yes.
target planet. Rerun's
Yeah.
going to want to try and make a knowledge check on that one as well, if he can.
You
One success.
absolutely can. Let me just make sure that
2 successes.
that would rerun.
One
That would be
threat
outer
for-
rim and difficulty of 2.
All right.
One success on the core worlds check.
2 failures and a threat.
2 successes and a
What?
threat on the core world.
You've never heard of this organization?
Which is
Um,
concerning to me in and of itself.
Yeah. Sen and Rerun both have heard of Regal Enterprises. Best you know them, they're an intermediary. You would both know because they were primarily active in the civilian sector during the Republic. They've been more or less. You've not heard from them since the Empire, but that doesn't really say anything because you haven't necessarily been in that part of the galaxy much.
And we're not affiliating with them with any particular industry or anything.
With 2 successes, you know that they're more of an intermediary. But no, you don't. Other than that, they didn't do military deals very much. That's all.
Okay. All right. But it's not like these guys are arms manufacturers or something like that.
Right.
Or these guys are just a subsidiary of Toyota. Nope, nothing
Right,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay.
So-
And then for Dolus 3, you said that was Outer Rim, right?
Outer Rim difficulty 2.
4 successes, 2 threat.
Yes.
You know a lot about the.
I know all about Dolus 3.
Yeah, you
I'm a
probably
droid. I know a lot of
have
shit about a
more.
lot of shit.
Dolus 3 it's an out of the way planet. It's most notable for being. It's not too far. It's a little ways, but it's not too far. It's most notable for being an icy world. It's far enough from its sun to be in essentially eternal winter. While it is certainly habitable, it's not heavily populated. Agriculture isn't much of a thing. There's a lot more. A lot of the planet's surface is crystalline structures, and that combined with the climate just doesn't necessarily make it attractive to a lot of people. That's like, you've been there and you know things about it, but that's the general information.
Okay.
So I've been rocking like back and forth on the back legs of the seat that I'm in.
Okay.
When he says the company name, I just stop rocking and just continue sitting there drinking my water.
Okay.
Let Lux
So
make of
here's-
that what she will.
With 4 successes, do I have any idea of the safety of travel or anything of that sort in the system?
Yeah, despite being pretty out of the way as far as social things are concerned, it is on a major hyperspace route.
Okay.
So it's pretty safe to travel to and from. Last you knew, the world was pretty open travel-wise. There's no blockade or anything, but it's not like it's a highly trafficked area.
So, cards on the table. When you mentioned that the rival company would be more likely to outsource its banditry than use its own, that suggests it has the capability of using its own, which would actually be more concerning than if they didn't have the other option. That being said,
capabilities, well existent, are limited to more, I suppose, economic levers might be the right word. If we were to use our own corporate ships or our own corporate capabilities, that comes with the risk of them being able to interfere with us.
I see.
They would have a very challenging time approaching a small transport, especially an independent one.
I see. It sounds to me like you are a sizable, a very fairly important a company with a lot of power, which congratulations. That is opposed.
As Lux is playing them up, I let the front feet hit the ground and put my drink down.
That is opposed by somebody with at least ways to economically inhibit someone, which gives them a certain level of power. Fair enough. We are okay with that. I don't know that we're 100% good with the price, though. With these factors in play. I don't think that we could honestly do it. When I'm considering potential threat to, repairs should we actually get attacked, don't worry, we're very capable should that happen. But potential repairs should we be attacked or anything like that, and just standard threats, expenditures in terms of safeguarding, putting money in the proper hands to make sure that we are not stopped by other things that would be entirely benign but could slow us down. I don't think we could go too far less than 3,500.
All right. With that, there's going to be bargaining rolls.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, let's
negotiation.
That's negotiation. Yes. Let me just pull out that page so we're absolutely sure everyone's doing this right.
Bing.
It is
I'm
an
getting my
opposed
X on.
check and you're talking to Wolf, so he's the one who's gonna make it.
Negotiation is opposed by either negotiation or cool, I think. Right.
Oh, he's opposing it with negotiation.
All right. Dicker versus Dicker.
Okay. And that's so no difficulty put in there or anything.
No difficulty, just
Okay.
roll it and we'll see who rolled better.
And I am going to spend a light side point on this.
Spend it.
Um,
Upgrade that roll.
my negotiation is solid, but not great. But that'll do it. Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 successes and an advantage, or four
Four
advantages.
Right.
All right. With that, you guys cancel each other out on successes, but you have an edge because you got
Right.
significantly more advantages. All right. You're pushing a little hard. Are you saying that your mundane concerns cannot be covered by a sizably larger than standard fare? That might be more concerns than we're looking for. However, you raise a good point about potential damage. I would propose an open check on any damage incurred in relation to those that are a threat to us, to your persons or to your vessel.
So for my knowledge, what would be standard? Like, how much over are they already throwing us?
This is a transport job, so you don't need to. They're about 1,000 credits over.
Okay.
It's even, especially if they don't have very much cargo, it's unclear how much of the space the cargo is. A charter fee for 3 people with 2 coming back or something like that wouldn't even. Both ways charter fee or charter fee with luggage would be far below this, even with muscle protection.
Okay.
It makes sense they're paying more because they're corporate, but best estimate,
But they're still
throwing you
paying
essentially an extra.
way over.
Yeah.
Which makes me all the more suspicious. But
it should, but at the same time, you get the sense he might not be budging too much more on the price.
yeah.
Um,
So that's appreciated. There'll still be. There's a couple tricks that we're going to need to do in order to minimize the risk of your open check getting too high. Some things to throw potentially some people off, things like that. That's going to be probably about a couple hundred. So say 2,700 the check, and that'll work.
the additional will be provided on the end leg of the journey.
Of course. I wouldn't expect any different. Then I think that we are in business. When would you prefer to leave?
As soon as possible, we are ready to depart at any time.
We will need just probably today to get some preparations ready, and then tomorrow we can meet. Is there like an open place near where we are currently docked that we...
I mean, We can just give him the docking bay, couldn't we?
No.
Yeah, the docking bay has
absolutely
meeting spaces.
not. Okay.
They'll see the ship when we're ready to put the cargo in it, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
like you're at a bay where many ships are docked. You could
Okay.
give them a
Right.
location.
We can give them the port. Yeah.
Yeah, the port is fine. So yeah, I'll give him the port coordinates. Same time tomorrow.
Indeed. And Carter will give you both one last look.
One more question. I'm sorry. I do hope that we'll have the pleasure of having you with us.
Yes,
I think coming.
I will be representing her organization alongside Carter, who is the scientist I previously referenced, and
Wonderful.
some muscle of our own. The two of us will be making the return journey, as I said, and Carter will be remaining with the items.
Perfect. In that case, we will see you then. Look forward to it.
And so both of you pick this up only when they leave, but as they leave, Rerun doesn't necessarily, but Sen and Lux just sort of instinctively notice that the tension, the combativeness in the room goes down instantly when Carter leaves.
Okay.
She never said very much to you, but there was an attitude towards her that even without thinking about it or trying to notice it, he was ready to fight. Probably not like she was going to fight you, but ready to fight.
Fight me, Helen.
Finish the water and put the cup down. That girl's gonna be trouble.
Yep. But that's the fun part. No. We've got plenty of.
It's not a room anymore. You've turned it into a maintenance bay.
That is a room. Maintenance bay is still a room. The cockpit is a room.
It's not a. It's not a room in the sense that he was.
It is a room, and it is his, so it is his room. Anyway, no, this is so sketchy. I'm so excited.
Well then, let's go prepare whatever it is you think.
Oh, we don't need to prepare anything.
I know. And
I like that. I'm assuming he wasn't. I'm assuming he realizes we're not spending any extra on this job.
Also, Rerun.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I do astrogation too. And unless your astrogation suddenly accounts for enemy ships in our path, I think I do need to know what we're bringing on the ship. And
he gives a semi uninterpretable squawk and just wheels out.
Just squawk.
Okay.
Anyways, let's head back to the ship.
Yep.
You two follow?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You make your way back to the ship, and now you have more time. Damn it.
No, it's fine because Rerun's got shit to do.
Okay.
First thing he's gonna do is clean out spaces 3 and 4. Just make sure they're completely empty.
I'm
And
pretty
everything
sure
else is in-
one of those was in use as a med bay, but let's see.
No, 3 and 4 are the cargo bay. 4 is the. 4 is also part of that little cargo component thing. That's actually where we put our stash.
Right. Yes.
I believe 16 is the med bay.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong part of the map. Good.
No,
to-
16 is the engine room.
16 is the engine room.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we don't have a med bay.
No, we have a med bay.
Oh,
We have a med bay, at least in that Lux has been stocking the med bay.
We were
Oh, okay.
Yes.
we were using I think we were using the lounge area as lounge and med bay kind of thing.
Oh,
Okay.
13.
We don't have
It was
an
either
official med
that
bay.
or it was 5, which I
5
know was an open space, but
but it's still got compartments there as
Yeah.
needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think 5 was essentially the med bay, which more like med walk through.
Right. Med area.
Med, I have a few health packs.
It's
Right.
part
Yeah.
it's part of the area that isn't detachable, so it works.
Right.
Yep.
But considering both of the
That's
entrances to Area 4 are technically secret hatches, Rerun's going to basically project a diagram of the ship via hologram and basically detail his plan of they come in, we load all of their shit into Area 3. When everybody goes to sleep, I go open up Area 4, load it into there, and shut it down. And that way it's actually concealed without them even knowing about it, so that if we do get stopped and or boarded, at least it's stashed out of the way without our passengers knowing where our secret hidey hole is.
The only problem there is that their scientist apparently needs to monitor it.
Yep.
Well, fuck nuggets. Okay.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
All right.
Not
Well,
gonna
anyway.
do the entire plan in beeps.
No, that'd be a lot of whistle
No,
and beep.
I'm kidding.
since he's projecting this via hologram and actually doing a text scroll
Yeah.
underneath it, he doesn't need to communicate.
I
it
just
verbally.
like the fact that the it's like response and then the text scroll, fuck nuggets.
In
On the
basic,
hologram.
yes.
Yep, essentially.
It's a good plan. It's not a bad plan. We can put
Well, at any rate, we should keep it in room 3 so that if we do get boarded, we can shift it over as quickly as possible.
if
Oh,
we-
yeah.
If we get boarded, we can detach the forward portion of the cargo bay because we're not using it for anything, and just let them drift in a giant metal container in space. And while we still have our cargo in Bay 3,
Mhm.
because basically Bay 2 forward completely can detach.
Right, that's the detachable compartment
Yeah.
spot.
It is a detachable compartment. If you leave it in space, you will need to get a new one.
Yeah,
Right.
but if we leave it in space with a bunch of hostile bandits in it, that's a win as far as I'm concerned.
And I'm
Wait,
assuming
leave where in space?
On
spaces 1 and 2 are a compartment, separate
Oh,
module
yes.
compartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
that can
No,
Yeah.
that's fine. I thought you were going to talk about 7. No, do not detach my bedroom.
It's an escape pod. It's not a bedroom.
It is my bedroom,
It's a
goddammit.
converted bedroom. Okay.
Anyways,
I feel like the theme of this episode is what counts as a bedroom.
but no, I think we.
And I'm
we-
assuming that our
we-
cargo bay does not have 2 Z95s in it. Those are just
No.
there for illustrative purposes. right?
No,
Okay.
this is a map we pulled off the internet.
That is
If
enough for me.
only.
It's the official map of the ship, actually, from the book.
Nice.
Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
pulled off the internet. But yeah.
That whole, so yeah, once we get back to the ship, yeah, that whole, I'm surprised that you would even ask that. That was total bullshit.
Really, I thought he was surprised about the waitress not coming.
This is why I do the talking.
I mean, yes, that's why you do the talking.
Yes, no, that. I mean, never mind the fact that there's already an enormous Coruscant sized neon sign that says there's a lot more to this than than we're letting on, even not telling you much.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm so excited to see how this turns out.
Well, Rerun doesn't have anything else to do until we meet them
we're,
tomorrow.
We're very
Okay.
likely to be attacked somewhere en route or after we touch down, at which point we will kill and scrounge all of the tech from whoever attacks us, and that'll be where we make our real money.
Yep. Well, and that was the other part. Do you have any idea how much more money than they offered? Almost double the normal rate.
I know.
That's literally what he does. He's just giving a whistle.
That ain't just because they're rich.
They're not that big of a company, though. They haven't done much since the Old Republic. Or since
That
the
doesn't mean
Republic.
much.
As far as I recall, they were partially active in the civilian sector during the time of the Republic, and since the Empire has taken control, haven't done much.
Or you haven't heard of them much.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. We'll find
but
out.
then
the
again,
truth
you've
of
been
that.
in a different sector of space.
It's
We
true.
will find out the truth of that shortly.
Regardless.
I want to know exactly what Viper's Den I'm jumping down the throat of. But not that I'm not going to jump down the throat. I just want to know which fangs are going to be hitting me.
You don't have to justify your similes, Lux. We're the only ones here.
You're the worst.
What was that? Was that Lux's brain going?
You're the worst. So yeah, once we get back, well,
We're already back. Yeah. So yeah, we'll set up the cargo bay, shove our stuff into compartment 4, seal it off, and then
Okay.
prep.
let's go
And
see what Regal Enterprise has been up to in the last.
Rerun is going
All
to incorporate his blaster now.
Okay. You do that. I want to know what everyone is doing. This is one-time check. What are you doing in the 24 or nearly 24 hours you have?
I'm researching Regal Enterprises and what rivals they have.
I'm researching off the beaten path astrogation paths to our destination.
I'm checking over the astrogation computers and the engines.
All right. Mechanics. We'll start with rerun. Mechanics difficulty 3, just to get a sense of all of it from a mechanical standpoint and check it all over.
Yeah, okay. All the failures, but to advantage.
All right. Here's what happens. You notice that there's something else that was plugged into the system, some sort of auxiliary navigation. And that confuses you. And you're basically just trying to figure out what it is and not succeeding.
Right.
And
Okay. So there's something
you
else.
spend a
Now,
good few hours.
is it still present? Like, is the thing still plugged in?
Yep.
Yep. Spend a good few hours just trying to figure out what this thing does. And
Okay.
getting nothing.
So I get completely distracted by a non-essential system component and spend
Yeah.
all the time doing that. Awesome. That is
You get the
exactly what you
feeling,
would do.
Like, some part of you is like, this is the fried parts of my programming coming back to haunt me.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
you keep doing it anyway.
Right. Cool.
Don't know if you guys can hear that motorcycle.
Yes, we
A little
can.
bit.
It'll be there for several minutes.
They tend to be.
Lux,
Yes,
we're gonna take yours last, just because
that's
it's
fine.
probably gonna be the most complicated.
that's fine.
Um, And so, Sen, you wanted to
Plot out a course, basically.
plot a course. Okay.
A
Make
non
me
a
an
non-direct.
astrogation check. You want to go side routes, difficulty 3.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and spend a light side for that
Okay.
to upgrade my check.
Should probably spend a dark side just so you have at least one light side point.
I mean,
Huh.
I know we had 1 to 2, and then I spent 1. Okay, so you're
We're back
upgrading-
to you guys having one.
So you're upgrading my difficulty as well.
I am upgrading your difficulty.
What difficulty did you say it was 3?
It's 3, upgraded once, and
Downgrade or
And then-
upgraded. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Alright.
upgrade on each side, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
1 upgrade
okay.
on each side. One failure.
It's hard to get here through side routes that you're absolutely confident won't have any adverse effects. You could still risk it very easily, but it's going to be challenging. You can't find anything current enough to give you that edge. You need to go side routes. It is on a major route, trade route. You could just go that way.
And I called a rerun, but rerun is busy staring at something. I'm like, what are you doing? I need a thing.
And
30
as
minutes
that's
goes by.
happening, we're going to do Lux's just to give a sense of the passage of time.
Okay.
And so, Lux, you want to find out, do you want to go deep or surface?
Oh, I want to go deep.
Okay.
Insert all inappropriate possible metaphors that a Zeltron could.
Yeah, okay. Difficulty 3, computers check. We're just going to make this one simple.
Have a light side point. So that's 3 successes and a threat.
So, yeah, they were a civilian center operator. They still operated after the Empire, but the problem is the civilian sector shrunk significantly in the Imperial transition and afterwards. So, but they consistently are around. You can find, like, the public business reports for them, and you can find more insidious information of companies keeping track of each other. Things that reference Regal Enterprises. Little weird they're out this far, but you can't find any indication they wouldn't be.
Okay.
It's just that they tend to operate within the core worlds.
Got it. Was there anything in that with because I was also looking for information on their on who their main rivals might be.
They've got their hands in a lot of pots, and unfortunately that means their rival list is other companies of similar size.
Okay.
You can't find any history of any specific bad blood with any other company. They have a reputation, actually, for steering clear of a lot of the squabbling.
Are they... Have they done work? Not that this is going to be Have they done work with the for the government in the past several years?
They're very much civilian sector. They haven't done much business with the banking clan or the military or any of that. However, they've done some government contract work. They've been commissioned on a few, especially back in the Republic era. They've been commissioned on a few more sort of system government, sector government type work where their technology or something was commissioned or they consulted on a thing that the government did. The government has paid the money in the past, that too. You're certain of that part.
Okay. Well, that's not so bad that I'm... Okay, fair enough. Cool.
But they don't, like, manufacture weapons or any of the things that get them a big military contract.
So ultimately, there's no major red flags that come up.
No. No major red flags. They've decreased in size since the Empire, but if they're a civilian company...
That makes sense. Yeah.
The opposite would be a red flag. It also might be a reason for them to expand into the Outer Rim, which is more essentially commercial friendly.
Right. Okay, cool. That was pretty much all I was looking for.
Okay,
Once
so
rerun
rerun.
finishes his dead end.
A few hours later, you do manage to be like, okay, dead end, reboot, and
Sen wants help.
Sen wanted to talk to you. It's been a while, but Sen wanted to talk to you.
I'm just
So
sitting
I'll
there
trundle into the
staring at him,
cockpit.
like,
The whole time.
Yeah, because there's perfect line of sight from the cockpit all the way back to the engine room, which is where I
That's
was.
amazing.
yeah, just,
So come back up.
are you done? I need help with the astrogation charts.
So for astrogation, since I know something about the planet, and you said I've been there before, could I possibly justify a boost die?
Yes. Given how many successes you got on that intelligence roll, you can have a boost die. Are you looking also for alternative routes, or are you looking just...
If Sen expresses alternative routes, I'll
Yeah.
take that. If he doesn't,
Okay.
then I'll just go straight.
We're looking for back roads, side alleys, not taking the main hyperspace lane straight there.
So that's difficulty of 3, and you get a boost die.
Okay, cool.
Huh.
It is not reading.
No, it's a flat
because it
nothing.
literally cancels itself completely
So
out.
that's not
That's-
a failure. It's also
that's
not a
so cool.
success.
So am I just crunching numbers over and over and
well,
over?
no, that would be failures.
Okay.
So the result, basically the way the system works is you can succeed at something, you can fail at something to varying extents,
Mhm.
and you can also get in the middle where you don't necessarily fail or succeed.
Okay.
You can plot a course. Unfortunately, the issue that Santa was having is the data you have and the predictive algorithms you have, while very reliable, if you're going back routes to this place, there is a risk.
Mhm.
You can minimize that risk, and you're confident you have minimized that risk.
Okay.
You don't know if that's going to make it perfect.
Right. So we don't have a guaranteed success, but we do have a feasible option.
Yes.
It's all right. I can make the Kessel run in under 12 parsecs. So. That was out of game, sir.
I know it was.
No, it was Jack. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. Well,
All right.
then,
So yeah, I'll key it into the astrogate to the nav comp, so that all he has to do is push a button and it'll take us on that course.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably be manual flying because.
That's not how hyperspace works, dude.
Well, no, not like.
No, you are not going to be manual
No.
flying.
between jumps because we can't we can't take the hyperspace lane there, which means we're gonna have to jump.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll have to make multiple calculations, but I've already sort of like pre-calculated those.
All right. Then we're ready for the next day.
All right. So by noon the next day, you meet up at the place in the port you specified with the 3 people. The 2 you have met
will
before.
stay behind on the ship.
Okay. 2 you've met before are Carter and
Wolf.
Carter and Wolf. You've both met before. They're dressed similarly. Both still casual. Carter's casual. Wolf is buttoned up and more formal. The third person you encounter is introduces herself as Louise. She's short, maybe about the same age as Carter, also a human. She carries herself with a blaster. She looks reasonably tough.
Can I tell how much of a fight she would put up in the event of a boarding? Like, how effective is she actually?
Yeah,
Just
actually,
general
that's a good-
sizing her up.
Yeah.
That's going to be perception. I'll say the difficulty is 1. She's
Okay.
not hard to read.
She is not subtle.
She's not trying to be, but she's not.
I'm hoping that my pseudo-military training will help.
So I got 2 successes and an advantage on that.
I got 3 successes and a threat.
She don't like you looking at her.
She's probably not as skilled as you or as it are, but she's tough. You can tell from the way she carries herself and from the weaponry she has. She actually carries a truncheon. That she was probably very skilled in a skirmish, and she's probably pretty skilled with that blaster too.
Good.
Both of you get that general impression.
Okay.
All right. Well then,
All right.
lead them to the ship.
Okay.
Smile, exchange pleasantries.
Wolf will take your hand, be very pleasant, very formal.
Okay. I am not formal because I am me.
Yeah.
So it's
And
to
he
take the
doesn't
hand,
seem
lean in,
particularly
kiss the
surprised or
cheek.
affronted. Maintaining the corporate image is important, of course.
Of course.
Sort of mentality. While Louise just seems like she's going about her daily work, and Carter's still definitely sizing you up, and the second time around, it reinforces the impression she is ready to fight the universe.
Yeah.
I like her.
So we'll bring them back to the ship. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the welcome aboard the Nasari. You have free reign to the cargo areas, lounge areas. Please stay out of the cockpit and out of our personal quarters. Lux, you want to go ahead and get them set up while we go prep for
Without
takeoff?
invitation. Yes, of course.
I just leave the without invitation part alone. And our astromech would request that you stay out of the engine room as well.
All right.
I will.
And with them, they have 3 very large crates. While the hover systems on them are pretty sophisticated, and they're all stacked up together, so Luis is just pushing it one-handed. Looks like big, bulky.
Yeah.
Big enough to fit a couple people in?
Yeah, probably. Like, it's more like they're extra size. They're not coffin shaped.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, if there were people, that would probably fit them. It's about just to get it on your map. Let's see. In the box area, I've made like a secondary box that sort of. That's not quite right. This is kind of the dimensions of them.
Okay.
About
And
the side
they're
of
layered on top of each other.
like the side of the
Right.
2 speeders, kind of.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
we'll help them stack them into the cargo area.
Good. The entire time that things are going about, Kurt has some sort of monitoring device out, and it's just scanning for something.
Yep.
You don't know if that's for show or for actual, but
I don't
she's doing
care,
it.
So,
I am going to not even worried if it offends, because at this point I don't think they're going to turn down the job now that it's on the ship.
Mhm.
Make no bones about the fact I'm going to lean over and look over her shoulder and look and see what she's looking at.
Make a computer's roll. Difficulty of 2,
Okay.
probably.
And then I go prep in the cockpit.
Rerun will follow.
Just one success.
It's a custom system that you're sure of. Definitely reading something or giving the appearance it is.
Okay. But it's specifically done in such a way to
It's
not be easily read.
it's not easily read because it's just a sequence of numbers.
Yeah,
that make up
exactly.
The entire readout.
We're gonna let Lux handle
The
that,
numbers
buddy.
seem to change as she moves it, but it's just a chunk of numbers.
He trundles
Yep.
off to go find Lux.
So yeah, once done looking, again, totally obvious she did. She just, okay. So,
Carter doesn't
Depends on the
rise
ship.
to the bait. But
Rerun will come out and just
you
run
Give
think
me-
into.
that might be
run into the
as
side of
soon as
Lux's
you
leg.
Look, Wolf's hand is on Carter's shoulder. Just
I kind of want her to rise to the bait because
scientist
Annoy-
versus splicer fight.
no. Annoyance is just about 3 steps away from passion.
Which is about the time that
Okay,
the
different
rerun
kind
comes
of
out of
fight.
the rerun comes out of the back and just crashes into your leg.
Yes.
Very
I know. So, look back to Wolf. So, we're getting ready to take off. So, the first part of the payment.
You do recall that their offer in terms of the payment was that you would get the
Well,
first
all of
1,000
Yes,
upon
exactly.
arriving.
Oh, upon arriving.
Yes.
And then the remainder
Okay.
when we got back.
Correct. That is my bad. Yeah.
No, that's probably my fault for not saying
Say
things.
that. No, you did say it. I just forgot. Then I did not say that.
Okay, yeah.
So instead, I look down. We'll talk about it in a second. So let me give you the tour, show you to rooms, and we will be in the air and ready for hyperspace shortly.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and send a takeoff request to the tower.
You get back your yes and your essentially cue point, and as you head back into space with corporate conspiracy and shady AF deals, that's where we're gonna end for the night.
Alrighty, well then, we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so on the Patreon page. We appreciate all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort and Antitonic, without whom we wouldn't be able to do quite as much of the stuff that we do already. So thank you to them in particular. We're currently at a $100 tier, $100 a month tier, which is our second tier, I guess. The next tier up is $500 a month, which is going to be paying Jack to be our audio editor full-time by you guys. So if you like Jack, at the very least, throw some money that way. Also, thank you to folks who watch on Twitch and throw us bits. We appreciate all of you as well. And we also appreciate the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about 411mania.com.
411mania.com is a place for everything that you could be possibly interested in the world of pop culture. If you want to find out how terrible the latest Mummy movie is, or see the literally just released trailer for Black Panther, it's on 411. If you want to know if you want to see reviews, recaps of TV shows like American Gods and Fear the Walking Dead, or if you want to see latest music news, games, wrestling recaps, MMA reports, opinion columns, comic book news. We've got it all there, as well as all the stuff for all of Final Show Films podcasts. Check us out.
Yes, indeed. We appreciate them for putting our stuff up there, and we appreciate you for watching. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. And we will see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.